It is 8:40. Welcome back to Fox 5 as we continue to cover today's inauguration. You are taking a live view now of Blair House as well as St. John's Episcopal Church. We understand that at the church, Vice President-elect, I should say, J.D. Vance just arrived there for that service this morning.
All right, and as Maureen Ume has been letting us know, the dignitaries who do not have the Secret Service escorts arrived there a short time ago. As we're seeing more of the black SUVs, though, pulling out. That's outside the church in the upper left there, and then the bottom right is outside of Blair House, and that's where the Trump family has been staying, as is tradition on the eve of the inauguration. So we're getting a little bit of movement more on the ground as this service is running a little bit behind. They were expected to start at about 8:30, so just running a few minutes behind. There you go. There we see the vehicles that are moving from Blair House now. And again, I mean, you can watch it in real time. We'll stay on it if they are going to head over, because it's a distance of approximately a block. You can literally see the church. If you walked outside of Blair House and stood between Blair House and the White House and looked down to your left, you would be able to see it.
Yeah, it's all right there together. I understand we're about 40 minutes behind schedule, but after we finish up things at the church as well as at the Blair House, we do expect the Bidens to represent and welcome the Trumps to the White House too for tea. So a series of events before the actual swearing-in ceremony, and we're going to cover all of that live here on Fox 5.
Now you get a sense of the motorcade as well, and just to, to keep in mind for folks who might be visiting from out of town, if you weren't fortunate enough to get access into the arena today to watch the activities there, and you're looking to catch a glimpse of the incoming president, Melanie Elwick was being told by D.C.'s police chief that they might, in fact, as we take a look outside St. John's there, they might, in fact, take that motorcade later down Pennsylvania Avenue. So they were saying, for some people, if you want, I know it's cold out, and we're not telling you to go stand in the cold, obviously, make sure to stay warm and prepare yourself as best as you can. But they said it is a possible option that the motorcade may be running down Pennsylvania Avenue. They're not confirming things to us, but that was from D.C.'s police chief. That if folks wanted to try to catch a glimpse as the motorcade heads from the White House area to the Capitol complex later this morning, that might be a spot.
Yeah, it could be a good option. We know that hundreds, thousands waited overnight even just to get inside of Capital One Arena, and they've started to file in there as well into a separate security area to get in there to watch the festivities throughout the course of the day. They will view the swearing in from Capital One Arena and then the parade that will kick off later on this afternoon. So certainly if you can catch the motorcade, we don't know for sure if it's going to go in that direction of Pennsylvania, but it could certainly be an option for those who don't mind being out in the cold to watch history unfold.
Well, as we mentioned, you'd be able to watch in real time with this as the motorcade made its short journey from Blair House to St. John's. And I will say this, they took the long way.
Yeah.
They took the long way around, obviously not going straight down the plaza as if you would have walked to get there from Blair House, but they took the actual paved roads. And there you see the arrival at St. John's this morning, happening now at 8:43 a.m. A quick wave, and this will be the first official event that occurs today. And this is a tradition on Inauguration Day that the incoming president will attend a service at the church, which is closest to the White House. And there we see our first look at the former and future First Lady, also dressed in black and white today with the hat to match.
And a brief greeting there as well. And we'll certainly, it is private, but we're going to continue to cover everything leading up to that swearing in. But this is the second term for Trump, and the second one since Grover Cleveland to have a non-consecutive White House term, two-term president. So let it begin. We're here again.
We were fortunate to have some of the officials from St. John's on with us last week as we were leading up to the inauguration to have that conversation about just how important this is and the meaningfulness of it, and the fact that there are presidential pews inside of the church that are marked from where different presidents have been seated inside that church all the way back to President Lincoln, which is just a fascinating slice of history here in D.C.
And that's such an interesting thing that you pointed out, Steve, because when we checked in with Maureen Ume, who's been out there reporting all morning leading up to it, there were people who said, regardless of who you vote for, this is a huge historic day for the country. It is steeped in our American tradition on how we welcome and honor our leaders, and they wanted to be here. We spoke with people coming from Washington State, Georgia, all over the country, all over the world, who wanted to be here in the nation's capital for today's inauguration.
All right, there you go. There's St. John's, and as a matter of fact, they're going to get this service underway. This is a brief service. I mean, this could be anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes, depending on how long it goes. We expect it to be more on the shorter side than the latter.